Thank you, Stefan. It is going to be a busy news day with the country looking at the prospect of a second COVID wave. We will get an indication today how the federal minority Liberals want to forge ahead in the coming months in Ottawa. The Governor General will be delivering the Liberal speech from the throne, followed by a national TV appearance from Prime Minister Trudeau. The plan to continue fighting COVID will no doubt be front and center, but the speech will also focus on the economy, in particular, how much has already been spent to battle the virus and how the government has helped people and businesses weather the storm. And with the CERB benefit set to end on Saturday, the opposition is eager to hear how the Liberals will continue to support Canadians.
We need to be ready for a potential closure again of workplaces or places of gathering. And in that case, that could mean additional job losses. And that's why it's more important than ever that we make sure there is supports in place for people who will again be told they cannot go back to work.
There's also a lot of at risk for the minority Liberals, still dealing from the fallout of the WE scandal. They face a confidence vote, which could force an election. Both opposition parties will respond to the PM shortly after his national TV address, which will be carried here on City TV live at 6:30. But much of the focus will be, again, on the pandemic response, and we could hear some very stern warnings from the country's top doctor today.
Nothing is going to be enough if you don't slow down, if everybody don't sort of squeeze down their social bubble. Public health can't just keep testing and keep doing tons and tons of contact tracing nonstop. You got to have both sides of the coin coming together, doing its part for it to be manageable.
Public health officials say if we do not do more to stop the spread, case counts could eclipse what we saw earlier in the year. And to help break down what will be a very big day in Ottawa, City TV's Zhao Li will be joining us at 8:30 here on BT Toronto and then on BT Canada for more of a look ahead to set up the day. Well, as the province records 478 new COVID cases on Tuesday, Premier Ford has unveiled the first part of his fall pandemic plan. But critics say Ontario deserves more information. So let's break this down. Step one, launching what is being called the largest flu immunization campaign in the province's history to prevent the combination of COVID and influenza from overwhelming hospitals. Close to $70 million is being spent on over 5 million flu vaccines. The Premier promises 5 more parts of this pandemic plan are coming, while the opposition says we need that information now.
If we just ram it down, on the table and just start rolling it all out, it's not going to be absorbed.
They have a plan to have a plan, but they don't have actually a plan. And I think it's pretty insulting to suggest that after Ontarians coping with COVID-19 since the middle of March don't have the capacity to understand a multifaceted plan.
And we will be tracking the Premier as he heads to Huntsville today, as well as the latest COVID-19 numbers. Tuesday's case count was the province's highest daily increase since early May. And in an effort to prevent the virus from spreading at workplaces, the province says it will hire close to 100 new labor inspectors, and that is starting next month. Labor Minister Monty McNaughton says it will help the province respond faster to situations that may arise during the pandemic. That's going to cost $11.6 million. It is the second day of hearings taking place at the Supreme Court in Ottawa this morning in the 3 appeals, and this is all over the federal carbon tax. Today, Indigenous leaders, special interest groups, and other provinces will try to convince the justices whether the national price on pollution is constitutional. Appeals courts in Saskatchewan and Ontario ruling last year that the federal carbon tax legislation was constitutional. But last February, the Alberta Court of Appeal said it wasn't. Those 3 provinces say the law leaks into their jurisdiction. The tax, it's a central part of the Liberals' climate change agenda. Well, people are being warned to stay away from the eastern shore of Nova Scotia today as post-tropical storm Teddy approaches. And while Teddy has lost strength, a storm surge could pose a threat to the regions close to the water. The National Hurricane Center tweeting that Teddy is forecasted to produce destructive waves heavy rain, strong winds over portions of Nova Scotia today. Nova Scotians in high-risk areas have been advised to relocate. Teddy's still packing strong winds with gusts of up to 100 kilometers an hour, as well as heavy rainfall. We're going to break all of this down for you, time it out as well with Frank coming up in just a bit. Well, in just a matter of days, the federal government's historic CERB program that helped out-of-work Canadians during COVID-19, that is soon coming to an end. So coming up in about 20 minutes' time at 6:30, how to take control of your personal finances as many people lose that additional safety net. We've got Bruce Sellery joining us, plus so much more here